What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Knicks Latest, show where you can get everything New York Knicks. I am your host, Josh Rodriguez, at Josh_Rodriguez_. We just launched the channel, so make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you comment. I will be taking your comments. I will be using them on the show. Make sure you follow the handles. Once we get the handles going, I will let you know where you can find everything Knicks Latest. The playoffs are coming. We are coming to the apex of the season. Cannot wait for that. But first, the Knicks have to get by the Atlanta Hawks, a team that has been a thorn in their side all year, partially because, let's be honest, Dyson Daniels' ability to guard Jalen Brunson. Now, Jalen looks like is going to come back. We'll talk about that later. Looks like he's going to come back this weekend. We don't know what game just yet, so we may not see that Jalen Brunson Dyson Daniels matchup. Dyson, in my mind, probably be shifted over to OG, even though OG Anunoby is a bigger player, bigger than Dyson. He's the player right now that I think defenses are going to hone in on. Dyson Daniels, he leads the league in steals. He is up there for Defensive Player of the Year. Not sure if he's going to get it, but he's a big reason why this Hawks team has been able to stay afloat. They are in the 8th seed right now, even after a trade deadline, where most of the NBA community thought that they were in tank mode, that they were selling off. They traded DeAndre Hunter over to the Cleveland Cavaliers, but players like Dyson Daniels, Okonkwo, their rookie Zachary Ricochet has had a really good rookie season to the point where I think you can make a statement or a case for him to be Rookie of the Year. So this team, they're the 8th seed right now. It looks like they're going to be a playoff team. They're going to be in the play-in at least. They clinched the play-in. I would bet that they would be a playoff team. So this is not, a walk in the park for the Knicks without Jalen if he doesn't play. I assume Cat's going to play. They have 2 days of rest. I'm interested to see if Tibbs plays Mitch and Cat together. What he has been doing lately, he's been staggering them with the rest. So on nights that Cat plays, Mitch doesn't play and vice versa. But I want to see games where Mitch and Cat are together because I want to see Mitch at the 5, Cat at the 4. Don't like lineups with Cat at the 5. I don't think the Knicks can reach their ceiling with Cat at the 5. That's something that Tibbs is going to have to address in the postseason. Kind of anxious to see how that works out, and I think the more that you can put Cat and Mitch together in lineups, I think you have to do that. You figure that Cat's going to rest one game in this back-to-back. Not sure which one that's going to be. Let's see if they have Cat in Atlanta. As the information comes, this game is going to be a little more clear. But right now, this is going to be a tough game no matter what, whether or not Cat plays or not. The Hawks still have Trae Young, Nick Killer, still one of the best point guards in the league. Don't let anybody tell you different. There's a lot of hate thrown his way. Trae Young is one of the best point guards in the league in the pick and roll, something that the Knicks have trouble guarding, especially when Cat is the one being sought out. So this is kind of a matchup nightmare for the Knicks. The Hawks have given the Knicks fits all year, and even though they changed their roster a little bit, Trae is still there, Dyson's still there, and those are the 2 people who have caused them fits on both sides of the basketball. So it's going to be a very interesting game. This is not going to be an easy game. This is not going to be one that you can chalk up in the W column no matter what. Now, this isn't the Philadelphia 76ers. They're not a powerhouse by any means, but this is going to be a tough, competitive game. I expect it to be a very close game. I do expect the Knicks to win this game, especially if Cat plays. But just as a Knicks fan, don't expect this one to be easy. The Hawks they're not a pushover. We've seen that all year. And I don't think anything has changed just because they had a little bit of a sell-off at the deadline. So looking forward to that. For those of you who don't know, 3 o'clock start tomorrow. So it's a midday game, kind of an awkward time. Don't really like those games for the Knicks. Historically, when I've watched the Knicks during this time slot, they've been awful. I'll just leave it at that. They've been awful. Yeah, a little worried about this one. Now that I'm talking more about it, I sound worried. Do I sound? Yeah, I sound because I am worried. I'm worried about this. I'm worried about this game. I'm not going to lie. I'm worried. It is what it is. But I expect the Knicks to win. I do expect them to win. No Deuce, no Jalen, maybe no Cat, and no Cam, which I kind of want to get into now because I think DeLon Wright has played himself into minutes during the playoffs. I think DeLon Wright should be in this rotation going forward. I think that DeLon Wright should be playing over Cam Payne in the playoffs. I understand what Cam brings offensively. I understand that he can get hot from three. But when you look at DeLon Wright and the way that he's filled in as a starter, how he's fit with everybody, how he doesn't really do too much on the offensive end, and that's a compliment. He doesn't go out of his way to take bad shots. He doesn't turn the ball over. He fits right in. He gets the offense going in position to where they need to be. He'll hit the open three if he has to. That's the type of player that I think should be your backup point guard, right? I don't think it should be someone like Cam, and there's no offense to Cam, but someone who comes in and takes 30-footers right away, who's looking for his shot and his shot only. And then on top of that, DeLon Wright is a better defender Cam Payne. That's a Tibbs player right there. That's a New York Knicks basketball player. That's the identity that we have been missing all season. Consistent defense. And for my money, I would rather have him out there than Cam in the second unit. And I don't think I'm alone in this. I think a lot of Knicks fans are feeling this way. You know, he reminds us of what a Knicks basketball player is. I watch him play, and I'm like, that's exactly what I want. Now, I'm not saying he should get more than 10, 15 minutes. You know, I don't want him logging 20, 25 minutes in the playoffs. But as your backup point guard, to set a tone defensively for the bench unit, you know, he does pass the ball well. He does move the ball well. He will hit the open three. He does everything. I mean, DeLon Wright, his whole career has filled up the stat sheet. I mean, it may not have been like huge double numbers like Russell Westbrook and that, but he'll get like 9, 7, and 6, which is solid for a backup point guard. You want that. And for me, I am more comfortable going forward with him as the backup point guard, setting the tone defensively, organizing the offense. To me, it's almost a no-brainer. I think he's played his way into the rotation. Not so much that Cam has played his way out, because Cam was doing an admirable job starting when Jalen went out. But sometimes you just lose your spot. Like, injuries make you lose your spot. It happens sometimes. And I think Tibbs and company, they have to take a long, hard look at this. I think you can make the case for DeLon Wright being the backup point guard. So let me know what you think of that. And let me know what other rotation tweaks that you would like Tibbs to make, you know, during the playoffs. Do you want to see Mitchell Robinson start at the 5? Do you want to see him coming off the bench? Do you want Josh Hart back on the bench? Not because you want him demoted, but you think that's what his role should be with a fully healthy Knicks squad. There are a lot of questions that need to be answered. I'm not sure Tibbs makes too many changes for the simple fact that you want some consistency and continuity throughout the season, and they have rode a certain rotation to where they are now. But I do think there are valid questions to have about the rotation going into the playoffs. Speaking of playoffs, the magic number for the New York Knicks is now 3, which means any combination of a Knicks win, Pacers loss, gets them the 3 seed. Almost there. And then after that, you can rest Tibbs. You can rest your players. You can rest them all right? Let's clinch the 3 seed. Let's lock it in. We know we're going to be the 3. Let's have Detroit and Milwaukee fight out for the 5. Get the loser of that against the 6. And rest everybody. You don't got to play him 40 minutes. Jalen comes back. Incremental increases in his minutes. Start him at 15 minutes, then to 20, then to 25. So when the playoffs comes, he's ready to go 30 to 35. 35 if he has to, maybe 40. We'll see. Work him in slowly. But the quicker the Knicks clinch the 3 seed and reach this magic number, the quicker we can all take a little breath. We can compose ourselves. The Knicks can get rest. Jalen can come back at his own time. And we're good. And that could happen this weekend. They could sweep this back-to-back with Atlanta and Phoenix. The Pacers catch an L or 2. And there we go. The Knicks are your 3 seed. That's what I'm looking forward to this weekend. I kind of want that to happen now. You know, the season's almost over. It looks like the Knicks are more than likely going to be the 3 seed. It would take catastrophic is a strong word, so I won't use that. But it would take a lot for the Pacers to catch the Knicks at the 3 seed and the Knicks to fall to the 4 seed. I mean, at the end of the day, they're going to play the Pistons or Bucks no matter what if that happens, but you want the 3 seed, right? Just in case. You never know what home court advantage looks like in these playoffs. The higher seed, the better, and then you can rest. You know, there's no need to play these guys hard 35 minutes, 40 minutes, OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges. There's no need for that. So for me, let's get this done this weekend. Get 2 victories this weekend. At worst, that cuts the magic number down to 1. And then we go from there. Get Jalen healthy. I think he's going to play in Phoenix. That's what CP, the franchise from Knicks Fan TV, that's what he's reporting. That's what other Knicks reporters are reporting, that Jalen Brunson will be back. against Phoenix on Sunday, a team that's going to be missing Kevin Durant, a team that has been on a downslide for most of the season. Got off to a decent start to start the year, but I mean, the big three experiment with Beal, Booker, and Kevin Durant has just not worked. This is a team where I think the Knicks can just go into Phoenix as long as they impose their will early. Not saying it's going to be a cakewalk, but that's another game that I think they should win. Now, granted, it's on a back-to-back. Back-to-backs are tough. And with this Knicks team, back-to-backs have not been easy. In fact, they've been more than not easy. They've been difficult. They've had hard times at back-to-backs. But Jalen comes in, that's fresh legs. Maybe give him 20 minutes. He's been fantastic in Phoenix the past 2 seasons. I don't know if you guys have seen his numbers the past 2 years in Phoenix, but it's been otherworldly. He hit like 10 straight threes, of course, over 2 years. He dropped a 50-burger. He's been unbelievable in Phoenix, so you know if you're going to bring it back to one place, it's going to be Phoenix. We'll just say that. So Jalen, out of the boot, practicing. Great news. Got to be encouraged if you're a Knicks fan. This is a very big weekend for the Knicks. If we can get 2 wins here, Pacers get an L. Even if they don't get an L, Knicks are going to be your 3 seed. They're going to be your 3 seed. We have Milwaukee and Detroit fight it out. Who wants it? Playoffs start. We're here, baby. It's April. The playoffs are a couple weeks away. Can't wait for it. Let me know what you think of the Knicks-Hawks game. Let me know your prediction for the Knicks-Hawks game. Are you as worried as I am? Are you as confident going against the Suns, even on a back-to-back as I am? What is your prediction for the Knicks weekend? Do they go 2-0? Do they go 1-1? Do they go 0-2? If they go 0-2, you got to tell me why, because that's a ridiculous thing to say as a Knicks fan. If you're that pessimistic going into this weekend, I can't even imagine what you're going to say about the playoffs. But I think the Knicks, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say the Knicks go 2-0. I actually believe that they're going 2-0. These are teams that the Knicks are better than. They typically beat teams that they're better than. Even though they are on a back-to-back, I do think there's a sense of urgency to get this done and get this done immediately. Jalen Brunson's going to come back, shot in the arm. I think the Knicks here are going to have a very successful weekend, but we'll see. After tomorrow's game, we'll be doing a recap of Knicks-Hawks to break it all down for you. Until then, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you comment. I'm going to be using your comments for the videos going forward. Until the next time, I'll see you later for Knicks Latest. Peace.